Welcome to the next installment in Playing the Right Notes. This week we're going to cover the caged minor pentatonics and the minor chords associated with it. And at the end of it, we'll give you an exercise to practice them as well. All right, so without further ado, here we go. All right, gang. Well, you want to download the diagrams and the neck diagrams and all the pentatonic modes from the description below before doing this lesson. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to be playing the caged minor chords in this lesson, and the emphasis, as before, is going to be on two things. Number one, getting playable chords. So all these chords should be playable. That's going to make it easy for you to actually play those in a solo or play it in accompaniment. Second thing is we're going to emphasize the top four strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. Why? Because that's what we solo over. So we're going to emphasize those when we learn these forms. Okay, we're going to do our examples in D minor, which we'll start out with the C form right here. Here we go. Here's the C form of D minor. Okay, fourth string, third fret, third string, second fret, second string, third fret. Okay, now we're going to do the A form. You should recognize that one as the typical bar chord that you play with the root on the fifth string. There's the D right there. We're just playing the top four strings, which are on the fourth it's 7, on the third it is 7, on the second it is 6, and on the first it is 5. Oops. Okay. Here's the next one, the G. So after C, A comes G. Now, this one's a bit of a stretch to say this is a playable chord. And mostly, I'm going to be thinking of these three on the 10th. Okay, but we do have a note here that is in a G minor. And it is the 4th string, 7th fret. And then we have 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string are all 10th frets. Now, if you just want to play those, it's easy probably with your third finger. And you'll play that. You'll recognize the root on the top string. All right, now the E form. The E form is basically the same as the G form, but just like the A and the G in the majors, we're going to shift our fingers. So again, we'll shift the positions. So here we're going to play on the 4th string 12 and on the 3, 2, and 1, 10. You should recognize that as the typical bar chord that you play, like the E minor bar chord. It's the E minor, but then you just bar it up, right? And here we're playing D minor. Okay, one more, and it's the D minor chord. Now you can play this with or without the 4th string. Let me show you what this is in the open position so that it'll be nice and easy to finger. So on the open position, it's an open 4th string. On the 3rd string, it's 2nd fret. 2nd string, it's 3rd fret. And on the 1st string, it is the 1st fret. Okay, if you just want to play the top 3 strings, that's fine. And we'll just drag that up a whole 12 frets. And then it's a movable form. Okay, either you play it with the 4th string or you don't. Either one's fine. Okay, now let's do the modes coming out of that. Here we go. We're going to play it for the C form. Okay, here's the C form mode. Again, I'm going to refer you to the neck diagrams and just follow along. If you've printed that out, it'll make it really easy to understand. I'm just going to go very slowly here. And now down. That's one associated with the C form. Okay, now let's do the one associated with the A form. Here we go. That's the one associated with the A form. Okay, now the G form. Or just this. Here we go. Starting with the on the 6th string at the 8th fret. Okay. 4th mode, associated with the E form. Here we go. Starting with the 10th on the 6th string. Okay, and that you'll recognize is the blues box position. And finally, the last one, associated with the D form, is this. Starting at the 13th fret. Okay, so those are all 5 pentatonic modes of the D minor scale. And you should recognize something right away. They are the same as the major modes of the F major scale. So for minors and majors, we don't have to make them the same, but for this I decided to make them the same basically. So if you know the F major, you'll know that that's this right here. So if you're playing this, but it's also the D minor. So to do that, you simply take the major and go down a step and a half, right? So 3 frets, and that's the relative minor of that particular major. So the relative minor of F is D. Okay, or thinking of it in reverse, the D is the relative minor to which major scale? F, because it's 3 frets above. Okay, now I recommend that it's helpful to know that when you're working through these scales, but it's also important to know the chords, because when something comes up as a D minor chord or a D minor variant, you can play this instead of this. Now both of them actually work, but as you're kind of coming through it, I think it's helpful to know what are the minor chord forms. Okay, so now we're going to try our scale exercise, and this is going to be 1 bar of A minor, 1 bar of D minor, 1 bar of E minor, and then a bar of A minor again. And we're going to play it here in the 5th position, but you should be able to practice it anywhere until you get comfortable. So let's try it right here in the 5th position. Okay, so we've got over the A minor, we've got the E type of chord. So the pentatonic associated with that is here. Okay, on a D, we've got our A form. We just covered it. It's this. And on the E, we could play a number of them, but we're going to play this one right here, which is the C form, and the pentatonic associated with that is this. Okay, so let's give it a whirl now. Here we go. I'm going to let it play a couple times first. Okay. Okay, so just get really comfortable with that. Move it around in the positions. Maybe play it double time, and that'll be that. Well, starting next time, we're going to do a few more progressions that I think is going to, we can start to think about where are the different chords, how to format those. So we're going to start hearing those harmonies and in the progressions and putting together majors and minors in that progression. So until next time, we'll see you on down the road.